Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Kanira Desi with student ID 2024-32040, and today I will be presenting the results of my statistical analysis for the practicum assignment. In these sessions, we will go through several hypotheses tests that analyze learning behaviors, including the average duration of study time, the effect of training sessions on student performance, and a comparison between two learning methods, method A and method B. All of the analysis was conducted using RStudio, and I will explain each step of the coding process, the statistical test used, and the interpretation of the results. Okay, first we import the dataset from an Excel file using the readXL package. The file contains learning durations and test scores using different methods before and after a training session. Okay, next we have to calculate the mean, standard deviation, and sample size of the learning durations column. Then we perform a one sample t-test to test whether the average duration is significantly greater than the institutional standard of 4.5 hours. The alternative hypothesis is 4.5. Okay, this is the results of the coding. The mean is 4,89. Standard deviation is 0,22. The t value is 6,04. P value is 0,00004232. And since the p-value is very small, less than 0,05, we reject the null hypothesis and conclude that the mean duration is significantly greater than 4.5. Okay, next we have to compare the test scores before and after training. First, we create a box plot to visualize the difference. Then we use a paired sample t-test to check whether the post-training scores are significantly higher than the pre-training scores. This tests whether the training had a statistically significant effect. Okay, next, this is the result. And this part visualizes and compares test scores before and after a treatment. A paired t-test is used since the measurements are taken from the same group before and after. The box plot shows a visible increase in values from sebelum to sesudah. The t-value is 4,42 and p-value is 0,00051. Because p-value less than 0,05, we conclude that scores after are significantly higher than before. The main difference is 7,83 points. In this step, we compare two different learning methods, method A and method B. We combine the two columns into one data frame for easier plotting. Then we draw a box plot to compare the distributions of scores. After that, we have to perform an independent t-test to check whether there is a significant difference between the average score of the two methods. Okay, based on the p-values from each t-test, if p less than 0, we reject the null hypothesis. For the duration test, we conclude whether students study longer than 4.5 hours. For the before-after test, we conclude whether the training improved performance, and for the method test, we conclude whether one method significantly outperforms the other. This is the results from number 3. Data from two different methods A and B are combined into long format for visualizations. An independent t-test is used since the two groups are different and unpaired. From the box plot, we see that method tends to have higher scores than method B. Mean of method A is 76,75 and method B is 72,83, and t-value is 2,01 and p-value is 0,057. Because the p-value is slightly above 0,05, the difference is not statistically significant at the 5% level. so it is close. We can say there is a suggestion that method A performs better than method B, but more data might be needed to confirm this statistically. Okay, I think it's enough for me. Sorry if there's so many mistakes. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.